What's up, everybody? It's Keith from KeithKeys.com, and in this video we're going to talk about how to use Facebook groups to get your music heard. Let's go. Alright, so according to listabuzz.com, Facebook is the second most visited website in 2015, and that says a lot. Well, number one, you should be on Facebook. So let's say that you're on Facebook. So there's many different ways that we can go about using Facebook in particular, like having a fan page or branding yourself as an individual. But I want to focus just on the Facebook groups for a second. So a lot of times, us as musicians, artists, and producers, we get caught up in our business name. We get caught up in the veil that we sit behind of our company or the brand that we portray ourselves. Instead of me just being me, now I'm just producer. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we drift away from being personal. And the problem with that is that social networks are designed for you to be personal. See, that's the whole idea of even creating a social network, is to be social. It's to have opportunities to where we can converse, we can network, and we can talk about different things. So that's the essence of what a social network is. And my advice all the time to people is that they ask me, well, how do I use Facebook to actually get customers and clients or to get my music heard? And I say, be human. So, Facebook groups. A lot of times in a lot of Facebook groups that you join, especially ones that have a lot of numbers, a lot of people in the group, people just go in there and they just post stuff thinking that every single person that goes into the group is going to run past their music, they're going to run past their post, like it, share it, click it, and most of the time that's not even the case. Nobody's concerned about anybody else. Everybody's concerned about themselves. So what do? What works out best for me is that I go into these groups, especially the ones with the high numbers. I'm in a couple of groups that's actually has like 20,000 people or something like that. And in these groups, nobody is concerned about anybody else but me. And I'm not even concerned about things that I post or anything like that. I rarely post anything in these groups. But the one thing that I do is that I comment, and I actually am the one person who goes through everybody's stuff. And I pay attention to them. Now, why is that important? This is the key of reciprocity. Reciprocity is the more that I do for someone else, that they feel obligated and entitled to do something for me, subconsciously. Nobody has to tell them to do it. They just feel that way. It's like a level of trust. The more you trust me and the more I trust you, the more things happen. Because nothing will ever happen with someone who I don't trust. So a lot of times in these Facebook groups, what I do is that I go through and I listen to all of the music that they post. I'll go through and I'll comment on it. I will critique it. I'll ask them, do you need any help? But the focus is to keep the focus on them. The key is to keep the focus on them. Don't worry about yourself at all. The money will come later. What you need to do is you need to network. You need to build your clientele up. And this is how you actually build it. A lot of times people are turned off by a sale, but they're not turned off by trust and by someone helping them. So you have to kind of get your mentality rolling in that direction, to think about that, to actually be there for others, be there for other artists, for other producers, for other bloggers, and then when they need something that they come to you. Me, I'm a producer, so a lot of times artists don't need beats every 3 seconds. They're not working on a project every week of the year. You know what I mean? They're not working on a new single every single day, so not many times do they need beats or do they need something mixed and mastered. You know what I mean? So that's when you focus on just the relationship. That's when you focus on networking. And in these Facebook groups, it's the perfect opportunity to do that. A lot of times we think that people are just going to stumble upon our music, stumble upon our websites. We don't think that we have to go out there and get these people. And the thing which Facebook does, especially these large groups and these small groups, is that they already put all the people you need in one spot. You have to think like that. It's not more so where can I go to get more customers, it's how can I convert these people into customers? How can I convert these people into listeners for my music? How can I convert these people to support me and my music? How can I do that? So that's the mindset that you have to have. Now, there's many different ways that you can go about contacting and actually conversing with and to support and help out other artists, so that they help you back in return. But the key is to be human. The key is to go into these groups as an artist, as a producer, as a musician, and talk. But don't talk about yourself. Talk about them. Talk about them. I can tell you there has been so many times that I've met artists and I have just built relationships with them and they haven't worked on anything all year. Then come towards the end of the year, they are working on one project that they need multiple beats for, or the whole project mixed and mastered, and they just call me up, and all of a sudden I'm working on a handful of projects at one time. Now, despite the stress level of that, all that money comes in at one time. All of that business comes in at one time. But that business never would have been there if I skipped over the fact that I just genuinely wanted to help them. You know what I mean? What if all of a sudden they start doing well and then they just need a producer on call? That should be you. If you're an artist and event planners or people who just do a lot of events or promotions and they need a specific artist, unless if you built that relationship with them, how do you expect for them to call you? How do you expect for that business